we have a really special announcement. We're so excited. I can't wait to introduce you to Chance, who's right here. You're going to get to know him tonight. And Marama is a big commitment for a lot of people. And we're working to change the narrative, to tell people how much is possible for those suffering with dementia. So Marama is an immersive experience, and we get how hard it is. I can't tell you how many people I talk to who explain to me just over and over again that they read the Bredesen book. They get it. They get the whole idea. They get that it takes work and they want to be able to do it. They just need more support making it happen. And I can't tell you how often I have a woman on the phone who I totally relate to, right? She's raising her own children, managing her own household, and she has a parent who needs help. And she's juggling so much that adding the layers of complexity that it takes to implement the Bredesen protocol for someone at home is just more than they can take on. And so I wanted to create a place where I would want to live. I wanted to take the worry off of these, particularly women who they have all this weight on their shoulders trying to implement this at home, but also the spouses, right? The husbands and the wives who want this for their loved one. And so what I really am trying to do here by creating Marama and all of the offerings that we basically have is allowing you to rest easy, knowing that your loved one is taken care of, that you are doing all you can to support them in the best ways possible so that they are getting the best for their brain health. So that's why we're here. But let me just first tell you our exciting news. So for over a year, we've been telling people that we have no space at Marama. And that just breaks my heart because I want to be able to help everyone who reaches out to us. So what we have done is decided to partner with Chance and his team at Axiom and Clear Mind Center in Wichita, Kansas, to make 14 more places available for people who are looking to get the benefits of the Bredesen protocol. So tonight, we're going to give you all of the details, and we're offering a huge discount for the first 14 people who sign up. So if you want to just cut to the chase and go apply right now, that is the website, the link right there on this page you can use. You signed up. And so tonight we are offering the people who are on this webinar and only the first 14 this special discounted rate for the move-in fee. So if you are serious about this, please go, because we're going to be out of bed soon. Go and apply, and then you can feel free also to just stick with us. And of course, the more details about the Kansas location. We've been learning about what's best for people suffering with dementia and how to put the best in brain science in the place where people with dementia live. After starting Marama, of course, we've had lots of interest from people who are thinking about doing this themselves, operators in the space of senior living, people like Chance. And I'll tell you more about why we decided to partner with him. I get about an email a week asking, how can we do this in our senior living facility? And there are really important reasons why we decided to partner with Chance. All right, Linda is one of the first people I saw who had dementia in my clinic at Solsere. Very soon after I trained with Dr. Bredesen, I saw Linda and her husband. They came into my office. And I was a skeptic. I had been told over and over by very well-meaning, very smart people that there was nothing you could do to help someone suffering with Alzheimer's or dementia. And I took that at face value, right? I thought they were right. These people knew more than I did. And so when I heard Dr. Bredesen speak at a conference, I was very skeptical, but I was intrigued because the way he was describing the issue that is Alzheimer's was in a complex way, that there was more than one thing that caused it. And that if we were going to solve a complex issue like Alzheimer's, we needed a solution that matched that complexity. So we needed to throw everything at this. We needed to think about it as what are all of the things, a comprehensive list of all of the things that could potentially be impacting the brain negatively. And then piece by piece in a systematic fashion, take the things that are negatively impacting the brain out and add the things that are supportive in. So Linda came to me with her husband, and she was this bright, smiling, beautiful soul of a human. However, she could only answer with one-word answers, only with yes or no, really. I would ask her a question like, what did you have for dinner last night? Or how much exercise did you get in the past week? And I could see her wheels spinning in her brain, like she understood the question, but by the time she went to answer, she had forgotten it. She couldn't find the words to answer my question unless it was just a simple yes or no. Her handwriting was affected. And of course, you can imagine her relationship with her husband was very detrimentally affected. But she had these bright, beautiful clothes and this great big smile. And she was just a pleasure to be around, even in that state. So we did a MOCA score. We did a test. This is a worksheet that takes about 15 to 30 minutes, depending on the level of cognitive decline to do. And many of you have probably seen this. It's on a scale out of 30. So 30 is a perfect score, and anything over 26 is normal. And then once you get down into the teens, this is very significant cognitive decline. Linda's MOCA score, the first time we saw her at her baseline visit, was a 2 out of 30. This is severe disease. And you can see here that her copying of the cube is very small and in the upper left-hand corner. When she goes to draw a clock, the only thing she can remember to do is the circle. Just 6 weeks later, you can see the difference. Now, she's not going back to work as a teacher, but she's starting to put numbers on the clock. She's starting to draw a cube that's a little bit more in the size and shape than it was even just 6 weeks later. Just 6 weeks after getting on the Bredesen protocol, she had a MOCA of 7. She was bickering with her husband about something that had happened the night before, and she was answering with more than one word. Her handwriting had also improved. You can see her handwriting is a little bit better even here in the numbers. It was incredible. And the first thing that came to my mind was like, what did we do? Did we do it wrong 6 weeks ago? Did we get this wrong? I was in disbelief. I couldn't believe that she had transformed so much in such a short amount of time. Now, her and her husband were not skeptics. They were all in. They dove in fully. They did not just dip their toe in the water. They started going to ballroom dancing classes 3 to 4 nights a week. They got fully on the ketogenic diet. She got all of her amalgams out of her mouth and got all of the dental work done that she needed to. They moved out of a moldy bedroom. They actually moved their bedroom to the living room to get out of the moldy area. She got on all the supplements, all of the hormones, everything that Dr. Bredesen said that we helped facilitate, she did it, and she got the benefits of it. It was incredible for me to see, and it proved to me what is possible for those suffering with dementia. Care, love, diet, exercise, the right environment, and all the right nutrients can make an enormous impact, and they can do it fast. It takes work, but it's worth it. And at Marama, what we aim to do is take the work out of it for you. So at the Clear Mind Center, we are doing all of this for you so that you don't have to worry, did I get the right toothpaste or the right shampoo? Do I have the right air filter? Is there mold in this building? Is there mold on the mattress? You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We've done it for you. I was at a funeral recently, and a friend's husband was killed way too young in a car accident. And his brother gave this very moving, beautiful eulogy. And he said something that really stuck out to me. He was describing how his brother would send unique, funny text messages. And then he said what a lot of people say when someone's gone too young, too early. He said, what I would give for one more text message from him, what I would do to get one more text message from my brother. And I thought about it later, and I realized that's what you all do as caregivers. That's what we do at Marama. We do that thing that I would do anything. That's what we're doing to get one more text message, to get one more summer, to get one more Christmas, to get that time, that special time with the people we love. We're doing it. That's what this is. And so I just am so privileged to work with people who are so dedicated and willing to do this hard work. And so thank you for showing up. You guys are really the inspiration, just as Linda was, that helps us do everything that we need to do to make sure that people get the benefit of these relationships and of the whole Bredesen protocol. All right, so I want to share a little bit more lighthearted here is how much fun it is to be at a place like the Clear Mind Center or at a Marama. And then there's walk, lots of exercise. There's a walk in the morning and an exercise circuit in the afternoon. There's also meditation every day, creative things, lots of community building, and then engagement with the daily chronicles, something that we do, or writing, using your own handwriting and writing about what's going on in your day-to-day experience if you're at Marama, so that you can share that with your families and also look back at your own handwriting and remember. And as I said, these pieces are like the 80%. of the benefit comes from doing this 20% of the Bredesen protocol, right? So it's the lifestyle is where you get 80% of the benefit. So all the supplements and all the testing and all that stuff, that's important. But what's most important, where I see people get the most benefit, is from doing the lifestyle components that are offered at the Clear Mind Center and at Marama. And then there's brain healing activities that engage the brain. There's also the exercise that gets the blood flow. There's all of the things that we do in like red light therapy and sauna and biomats and all of the engagement, like the creative arts and the brain games that keep our brains stimulated, and making sure that the entire day is built around that is what we do best. And then there's the exceptional care. We hear from other people in the senior living world that it's very rare to have caregivers expect residents to get better. And we often, as humans, will rise to the expectations. So when caregivers expect our residents to get better, they do. When you expect them to go downhill, when you expect aging to be this awful process, that's what you get. You get those expectations. So we have created this environment, this diet, these activities, this day-to-day routine, and that caring love from the caregivers. All of that training are these 4 pillars that I think of at Marama. Okay, so now I want to segue into introducing why Chance and why Axiom. His team, we've been getting to know each other over the past 6 months or so, and they are passionate about the same things that I am. The first day I spoke to Chance, he was in ketosis. Like, he's already on board personally, and they are so committed to supporting and benefiting the humans that they serve. Like, I've just seen this over and over again. They intuitively knew that there was a better way to do things in their senior living facilities, and they wanted to work with Marama so that they weren't reinventing the wheel, and they're getting the benefit of everything that we have learned over the past few years. And I feel so lucky because we are getting the benefit of everything that they have learned over the past many years being in the senior living industry. And although I wasn't surprised when I learned of all these awards that they've been getting, I was extremely impressed. These guys are doing it right. And not just sometimes, but all the time. They have been given some of the most rare awards, right? Not everybody gets these national quality silver awards. I think there's, what did you say, 5 in the nation, and they are getting them. They have been selected and recognized for the excellence that they deliver over and over again. And so I can't tell you how excited I am to be partnering with them, because they bring the wisdom and experience from their decades of being in the senior living industry and serving seniors. And we are combining it with this Bredesen approach. And the synergy here is just so exciting to me. So Chance, the other thing that I love, of course, about Chance and the team that he works with is that they are a ton of fun. It is a joy to work with them. Chance, I would love for you to share your story with everyone who's joined us tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate that. First off, Axiom Healthcare Services is the name of the organization that I have the pleasure of being the CEO. I'm also one of the owners to the organization. We've been around for a while, and we're in the Midwest region, and for what it's worth, we take care of about 400 to 500 people a night at different levels, primarily in the senior care arena. And we employ about 1,000 people. And we are about a $60 million a year revenue company. So we're a force to be reckoned with. We've been really passionate about quality and customer experience and employee experience, and really making a difference in people's lives. Our purpose, our mission statement is to improve lives and to exceed expectations. We call it ILE for short. And that's the business we're in. We're in the business of exceeding expectations and improving lives. And when the circumstances presented itself where our 2 organizations came together, I can't tell you how grateful we are, excited we are, and it really has been an amazing fit. We've been working at this for quite a while, the 2 organizations, and it hasn't felt like work one bit, not one bit. And Dr. Sanderson, thank you so much for inviting us to the dance. All right, so just a little bit about me. It's not something I enjoy talking about too much, but she wanted me to share a little bit so that you guys had some sense of who the heck is this guy, Chance. Becknell. I was born in 1969. You'll see there a baby picture in the top right corner, a big old fat, happy, pudgy baby in South Louisiana. I was born on the bayou. Below the baby picture, I included a little picture of the bayou, and there are parts of that part of the country that are really beautiful and nothing like a sunset on the bayou. And I did spend most of my childhood pictured in the center, a really beat up old trailer, and we were as dirt poor could be. I can remember even early on the term trailer park trash, even thinking now it stings wide and it stings deep, but that was common for me and my family growing up as poorly as we did. And if that wasn't bad enough, on the left, the family picture, this happens to be the last family picture that was taken. The greatest man I never knew was my late father, Ronald Raymond Duke Becknell. This picture was taken in 1972, the last family picture before he passed tragically at 26 years old of a heart attack. Behind, a beautiful wife, Sandra, the greatest mother on the planet of the earth. My older brother sitting in my dad's lap in this picture, Ron, who happened to be 5 years old at the time, and me, the mama's boy in my mom's lap. I was 2.5 when he died. And if all that wasn't bad enough, my mother was also 6 months pregnant for my soon-to-be baby brother, Toby. And so when I look back on those early years, I really understood loss. I knew hardships and I knew suffering in high definition. I knew what it felt like to really struggle as a human being. And I made the decision that I was not going to be a victim to the lot that life gave me. And so I was determined to tap into what I believe to be the boundless potential of the human spirit, to overcome, to transform, and to transcend the most challenging situations humanly possible. And with a lot of help along the way, I've found my own way in life. And those early years inspired me to get into a profession where I could truly help people. And as a result of that, for the last 30 years, I have been in the senior healthcare profession around the country, and it has been the most humbling, rewarding, uplifting, joyous, amazing experience possible. And I'm so grateful that I was blessed to do what I do day in and day out. And I'm equally blessed and so grateful for the work that we're about to do with Dr. Sanderson and Carrie and her team. We're about to exceed a lot of expectations, and we're about to improve a lot of lives. So with that, I turn it back over to you. Thank you, Heather.
Thank you, Chance. Thank you for sharing your story. I know that can be a little bit vulnerable, and yet the stories are what's so powerful, right? Because we are meeting people at their most vulnerable when they have dementia, right? When their cognitive faculties are leaving them. And our goal is to turn it around. So I wanted to share the story of Jean, who moved in May of 2020, soon after the pandemic hit. And when she arrived, they had been living independently. Her and her husband had been living independently and perhaps a little unsafely. I think with the pandemic and all of the chaos that was going on, it was easy to lose track of how bad their cognitive decline had gotten. And she moved into Marama, and I have my 4-year-old daughter, and my daughter was 1 when she moved in. And I could see that Jean, she would remember I had a daughter, but not the details. Now, when I show up, she says, "How's Nadia?" She must be 3 now? She knows her name. She knows her age. It's amazing. And her daughter has told us how, I'll be telling my mom blah, blah, blah about the pandemic and the vaccines or this or that. And she will finish my sentences and tell me that she's already been told that. Don't tell me again. I already knew that. So she went from somebody who struggled to remember words, struggled to put sentences together, struggled to stay involved in the day-to-day and remember what was coming next on the agenda, to being someone who finishes her daughter's sentences. Really amazing and impressive. And she's also gotten the mental health benefits, gone from having a lot of anxiety to feeling much more at peace day to day. So it has been really beneficial. A lot of people will ask us, how long does someone stay at Marama? How long will someone stay at the Clear Mind Center? What we've seen with some of our residents is that they don't want to leave. It's such a great environment. There's such great community. The food is so good. The activities are so much fun that they'd rather just keep hanging out, rather just stay. And their loved ones see that they continue to get better. Jean is one of these who has shown us, she's been there for nearly it'll be 3 years in May. And I thought people would get better and then plateau. I said that to Dr. Bredesen, that I was surprised that people keeps getting better. And he was like, well, of course, because as you get on that virtuous cycle, the neurons, you get more neuroplasticity, and you build on the benefits that you've already gotten. And it just keeps getting better and better, not that downhill slide that so many people expect with dementia. So we're excited. She is another person who is proving what is possible for those suffering with dementia. Watching her get better has been one of the privileges of my life. Another resident, Kristine, her daughter is just so impressively and amazingly dedicated to supporting her. And they go on fun trips and they do so many fun things together. And she is one of the ones who reminds us how to garden. She has all kinds of tips and tricks and things that she learned, and she really is an expert at it. She's also an expert at celebrating and at collaborating and at being a friend and following the sunshine, seeing sunshine where there is none, and being just this source of positivity in everyone's life. She has come a very long way, and her family also notices when she goes on those vacations and when she goes to visit them for holidays and graduations. Her family notices the difference in how much she's engaging, in who she's remembering, and the stories that she's telling. And they are getting those moments with her that they wouldn't have otherwise. It has been so wonderful to see. And this picture in the middle of the ladies of Marama, it's just a pleasure to watch them interact, to find that community, to find those friends, to find those peers, versus being, I think there was an article in the newspaper this past weekend talking about seniors being so isolated and living alone, which a lot of people think of as a good thing, but we know that there are mental health and cognitive health detriments to living alone and being more and more isolated. Specifically, as your cognitive function is declining, it can be more isolating because of embarrassment or challenges or overwhelm. And being in this community is absolutely priceless. You get so much benefit. And we see that firsthand, that people engaging in community really helps to benefit their cognitive function and, of course, mood. So again, the website is maramaexperience.com/apply. And what you get from being at Marama is that peace of mind that you are getting the best in brain health, that it is all under one roof. You're getting that engagement, the laughter, the connection, the community, the celebration, and all of that is happening at Marama. So what we are offering tonight is that you can join this priceless community. We finally, after over a year, have space available for people to get the benefit of the Bredesen protocol in this immersive experience, in this community experience. And so you will get a one-on-one call with Carrie to discuss your unique situation. We get it. No two situations are alike. Sometimes there are siblings caring for mom or dad. Sometimes it's a spouse. Sometimes it's a friend, or it's a sibling of the person who is suffering with dementia. And she is an expert in this. She has been our director of operations for 2 years over at Marama, and she has seen it all. She has discussed so many things with patients and with families. And we want to make sure that this is the right fit from all perspectives, right? We want to be confident that we can help, and we want to be confident that your loved one is going to be happy at Marama. And so it's just a matter of discussing all that entire unique situation, making sure that we can meet the level of care that they need, and discussing all of that, and dotting our I's, crossing our T's, making sure your loved one is in the best. As I mentioned, there are only 14 rooms available. We have had a wait list for over a year. This email went out to 80,000 people, and there's just so much coming up. So if you are interested, please get your application in right away, because these rooms will not last long. For the first 14 people only, because we are so excited, we are offering a $2,000 discount tonight, and there's a money back guarantee. So there is absolutely no risk to you. But for the first 14 residents, you fill out the application on the Marama Experience Apply page and fill out the application, follow the links to the community fee. That $5,000 community fee is for only the first 14 people. After we collect that from 14 people, it will go up to $7,000. That is our typical move-in rate at this point. And if you have other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I know that there's so much to discuss, so much to go over, but we want to make sure that those of you who have joined us for this call get the benefit of this discount. So again, once we sell out, this will go out to $7,000. Right now, it's only $5,000. If you are at all like Colette, she and her husband, Jim, have been planning to travel as soon as Jim retires, and he is so close. He's 6 months from retiring, but Colette's mom has dementia, and they've been looking forward to these trips to Peru and China and Scotland for years. These are once-in-a-lifetime trips. They've been saving for them and dreaming of them, but Colette just does not have the heart to leave her mom. When she found out that there was room available at Marama, she was overjoyed, because it put them back on track to be able to enjoy these trips. She and Jem can go on these trips together and not have to worry about her mom, because she knows that she is going to be in the best place possible for her brain health, and she's going to be well taken care of by a team of people who have her best interests and are expecting her to get better. And so they are looking forward to seeing her when they get back, and also to sending postcards from wherever they are around the world. If you are like Richard and you want to remember the names of your grandkids, consider moving into Marama. So Richard was starting to forget the names of his grandkids. Now, to be fair, he has a lot of them, but he struggled to remember them, and his kids were noticing. He was noticing and embarrassed, and he wanted to get into ketosis. He was aware he's a retired doctor, he's a physician, and so he got the science. He understood it. He wanted to get into ketosis, but he lives in the Midwest, not far from Chance. And his grandkids were always bringing over pizza and ice cream and cake, and there's a lot to celebrate. There's always a birthday with a big family. There's always something to celebrate. And his older daughter finally decided she was going to get into ketosis with him. She read the Bredesen book, got it, and they got into ketosis together. And sure enough, he started remembering all of his grandkids' names. He also knew the names of the farm animals and the dog next door, and lots of other neighbors. Names were his big issue. He couldn't remember names, but he also had other word finding issues with nouns, and all of that went away. Guess what? He fell out of ketosis, and he started forgetting the names again. So he got back into ketosis. And by that point, all of the siblings, I think there's 7 kids. His oldest daughter is the one who got him into ketosis finally, but it's a big family. That's why there's so many grandkids. So the 7 kids, now they are all finally on the same page, because they watched what happened to Richard when he went in and out of ketosis. And so Richard has the benefit of his oldest daughter supporting him and getting him into ketosis and being totally committed. If you need more support, then Richard has it at home. If you need more support, then consider applying for Marama and for the Clear Mind Center. These spots are going to go fast, and people need the support. We get it. We see it. And then if you're like Nora, consider Marama and the Clear Mind Center. This might be the right place for you. If you are dedicated to seeing someone graduate, if you're dedicated to getting to that next summer, that next Christmas, and you want to be there fully present in mind and body. Nora's story is so heartbreaking, but also so hopeful. Her grandson had cancer as a baby, and she spent years supporting her daughter so that they could get him to doctor's appointments and treatments and oncologists. And there were times when they weren't sure he was going to make it. And now he is in college. And she wants to see him walk across that stage. She wants to be there for those moments. And so she is so excited that there is more space at a place like the Clear Mind Center, because she wants to go there, get the benefit, and then be able to be at that graduation. It is in June of 2024 is when he is expecting to graduate. So she has 18 months to get her cognition on track. And she's excited to do that with the support of an immersive experience like Marama. So if you are like Nora or Colette or like Richard, please apply for a spot at the Clear Mind Center. You will fill out this initial application. We are partnering so much with them that Carrie is taking these calls because she knows how to do it all. And we're training the people at the Clear Mind Center as we get all of our ducks in a row and pieces in place. And so you will talk with Carrie, who is on the Marama team, and then she will introduce you to the Clear Minds team. So this is what the application page looks like. So you will go to that maramaexperience.com/apply and fill out the application, schedule that call with Carrie. She'll talk you through the entire process, answer all of your questions, and then determine if it's a great fit. And again, that $5,000 is a community fee that is discounted from $7,000. And there is a money back guarantee. If at any point you and Carrie decide for any reason at all, no questions asked, that this is not the right move for you, we just refund your money, your deposit, not to worry. That is just to get your place in line. Let us know that you're serious about moving forward and secure your spot. So do that now if you have any consideration that you want to do this, because they won't last. Again, we sent this email out to 80,000 people, 2,000 people signed up for this webinar tonight and shared their interest with us. I've been on calls all day today with people who are curious about a spot at Marama. So please let us know if you're serious about moving forward so that we can save that spot for you. And then thank you. You are the inspiration. You are why we all do this. Your dedication to your loved ones, your commitment to finding out what's possible for those suffering with dementia is why we each show up at work and help. Is because we want to see people enjoy those relationships. And that last text message, have one more birthday or 2 more birthdays or 10 more birthdays. Those summers, those experiences with the people you love. So thank you so much for your commitment and for being here. We are now going to answer some questions.